Hi everybody, Kurt Minnerink here with Miedema Asset Management Group. I'm here with Mr. Ken Reiskamp, the owner and seller of Flier's Trenching. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you.
We're doing a very nice business asset liquidation auction. It's an online auction. It's going to be for Ken this coming Tuesday, March 21 through our company called Orbitbid.com. And we're here to talk with Ken a little bit about the auction. So thank you, Ken, for taking the time to do that with us today. Before we get started with some of the highlights that are going to be in the auction, I'm wondering if you can give us a little bit of the history of Flier's, why we're doing the auction for you here, and kind of share with the folks a little bit about that.
Okay. Flier's Trenching was formed in 1974 by two Flier's brothers, Junior Flier and Jay Flier. They had been working for another well-known company in West Michigan, Flier's Sprinkling, and through the trenching equipment needed for sprinkling, they had begun to service electricians and plumbers and had a desire to go out on their own. So they did that. Shortly after it started, unfortunately, Jay Flier passed away, and June Flier owned the company up until 1996, at which point I purchased it from him.
Yeah. So
I have been involved in it for 27 years, it is. And I got into it because I liked equipment, I liked working outside. Through that, the company has kind of always stayed small so that I could continue to run equipment and work outside. But it's got to the point that I'm ready to be done crawling on my hands and knees.
Yep.
And there was nobody to take it over. So it was a matter of when, not if, this day would come. And in the last year, my wife and I have felt called that there's more to the rest of our life than what we're doing. So that's how we got here.
yeah, so the time is right and the time is now, correct? So you've got a great lineup of equipment we've got in the auction. Why don't you tell some of the folks out there what you think some of the highlights are of what we have in the auction?
I would say, just given the economy and the construction industry right now, probably the underground equipment, our Vermeer 2022 directional boring machine, with all the fiber work that's going on, some of the supply chain shortages, there's a pretty extensive weight on new equipment. While it's a 2013, it's relatively low hours, and the fact that it's been owner operated, it's been very well taken care of. It goes to Vermeer for the littlest things because I can't stand it when stuff doesn't work. The support piece for that, the Vermeer LP 555 vacuum trailer also, and then our trencher or viper plow, the Vermeer RTX 750, which again are a little bit hard to come by right now. So I would say those are, pretty prime pieces for an auction.
Yeah, two of the highlights for sure. You've also got a pretty late model, a 2020 New Holland track skid steer with really low hours. How many hours are on that? Like 500?
It's about 500 hours.
Yeah.
That one kind of came by default. A year ago this April, somebody decided they needed it more than us, and our other 2018 was stolen off a job site. So that's why that one is where that one is.
Yep.
But also, our Yanmar excavator is a 2019, and I didn't know when I was going to retire, so I just kept running the business like it was going to keep going. I didn't run stuff down and age it out. It's all pretty modern, and everything we own has been prepared this winter like we're going to start April 1 again, so it could leave here and go to work.
Yep, for sure. A lot of other great equipment in the auction, folks. Nice newer dump trailer. We got a lot of trucks and trailers, a lot of support equipment, the sod cutter, generators, concrete saws. We're selling everything for you, wall to wall, ceiling to floor in the shop. So there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone in this sale. And with good quality equipment, hard to come by right now, this is a great opportunity for people to bid on and buy some really good equipment that's been cared for. It's had the regular maintenance and service that it needs, and I think it's important to point out, Ken, that you've obviously taken pride in your business. You've taken pride in your assets and your equipment. You've always cared for it. What can people expect out of the equipment that they're going to bid on and buy in this auction? Is this ready to go, right?
Like I mentioned, I mean, as of last week yet, when Miedema was coming in to set up and take pictures, we were changing oil in trucks. Everything is either freshly serviced, ready to go, or well under hours due for service. So, I mean, a boring machine, which I've heard from some people who have stopped around, is close to 1.5 to 2 years of wait period. This drill could be out drilling on the 22nd, the day after the auction.
Yeah. So as you can see, folks, you've got equipment here that you can bid on with confidence. You know you're going to get well cared for, good equipment in a time where it's hard to find that right now. So we've got everything online right now. You can go right to Orbitbid.com. You can view all the assets that are there. Pre-bidding's available now. We've got a preview day where we're going to have the doors open for people who want to come down and physically inspect any of the assets. That's going to be on March 20 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we'll have the doors open on auction day as well on the 21st from 8 to 5. So Ken, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us briefly. We look forward to the upcoming auction. And folks, don't miss it. This is a great one. March 21, Orbitbid.com. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Yep.